Hello and welcome once again to Walker Tea Review. I'm Jason Walker, and we're doing what we do here. We're getting teas. We're tasting teas. I'm finding that as the spring harvest comes in, I'm getting approached by more, especially Chinese companies, to say, we have our new teas. They've arrived. Would you like to try them? So hopefully we'll be able to bring some of those to you so that you can know, what is a good tea. What is there to appreciate in those teas, and how do you get the best out of your teas? So that's what we're going to be looking at and enjoying here. If you want to get involved with the tea tasting and just kind of expand your ability to appreciate teas, and then how to use equipment like a gaiwan. There's certain things that you may want to do. You may want to invest in things like a kettle, electric kettle. You may want to go right up above, and there's a green button that says join a tea tasting. You'll find out about the upcoming teas that we're going to be tasting so that you can order those in advance. You can get together with friends or family and make an experience out of it. Make a fun activity out of tasting teas together with people, because there's a connection that can be formed that's built around drinking and enjoying teas together. We have a Dancong tea, which is a kind of oolong tea from China that we're going to be looking at today. And whenever possible, I try to bring in and show you exactly how I receive the teas. And I thought this was an interesting package, seeing that I don't get that often. It is actually a couple layers of paper. And I got this, I'm going to move this out of the way just for a moment, because this is just tea wrapped in paper. I mean, it's been pressed or just kind of piled together in this box shape. So I'm going to be careful because it can spill out quite easily. I've got my gaiwan here, and what I'm going to be doing then, to try to keep this all from falling apart, I'm going to just use my hands, and I'm going to, because these are pretty large leaves as well, I want to take out a pinch here, and that might fill a teaspoon. That would probably, because it's a pretty bulky leaf, it would spill over 1 teaspoon. But for our purposes, this is about a 4-ounce gaiwan. I want to build up plenty of taste. With a gaiwan style, the trick is, with most teas, is put a lot of dry leaf in there. Put your water on for a short steeping time, 30 seconds sometimes, especially for those initial steeps, and quickly pour into your cup. And you can get several steepings that way, because you've got a lot of leaf and you're only getting those leaves wet for a short period of time. So let's get this out of the way. Let's pour our water here. I'm going to have to do more than a 30-second steeping, just because we do want to talk about this tea for just a moment. We're going to be talking about the dry leaf, the wet leaf, and the liquor. And first off, we're going to give this an introduction. This is Chinese Kung Fu Tea Art Store. This is an eBay store, Chinese Kung Fu Tea Art Store. They're CKFTAS flavor. You can find them through eBay. 125 grams for $12. This is from the Chaozhou region, which is down in Guangdong province, southeast China. If you need to look at the map and to get a reference point, go down to Hong Kong and kind of go eastward and upward around the coast. This is from Phoenix Mountain. That's where a lot of your Dan songs like this come from. And this was a 2009 harvest. I let those leaves get away from me a little too quickly, because we do want to give this, talk about the dry leaf for just a few minutes. Okay, so let me kind of open this up again ever so carefully. I wonder how they put this package together without it. The challenge would be to fold it up quickly enough so that it doesn't all fall apart. I'm going to have to pull out a few leaves and just grab them by the hand. If you're in a tea store, and they have tea dry leaf on display, you may find that some of those leaves have been on display for some time and there's not a lot of aroma coming off. So the way to remedy that, take them in your hand, make an opening and just kind of breathe a few warm breaths in there and then smell. And what you're noticing is this apricot, peachy note. It says, it's labeled as an orchid flavor, and it does have this sweet kind of fruity or floral element to it. I'm detecting more of a peach or apricot kind of note coming off of this. Okay, there are peach. If I remember correctly, there are some peach noted dancongs as well. So maybe I'm just not detecting the right. There are several kinds of orchids, and maybe I'm just drawing on the wrong kind. But anyway, you're getting colors of leaves. One, you're getting long leaves that are, 1.5 inches, some of them 1.75 inches. You're getting some smaller pieces, 1/2 inch or so, but most of these are a very drab, dark green, easing over towards the brown color. Some of these are getting over towards a kind of a russet grayish brown as well. Most of these look like single leaves. Okay, not a lot. I don't see leaf pairs. They look larger, like they're more mature. So let's see if I can get these back in here without having the whole package come apart. There we are. And let's tuck that together so it does stay intact. Okay. Now let's get ready to pour, and we're pouring with a gaiwan. Also with dancongs especially like a phoenix like this one, one of the traditions of that area is to get a small clay teapot, because those, and they're often a reddish clay in color. Those are, many people feel that they get the feel that those kinds of chaozhou style teapots draw out a lot of dancong flavor, a lot of oolong flavors. So that's something you may want to consider if you become a steady dancong or Phoenix Mountain type of oolong. Okay, let's get those last few drops. As you saw when I was pouring there, middle finger and thumb on the rim, index finger holding down the lid. I've made an opening here that I can pour through, and by pushing the lid away from this side and towards this rim, you create an opening for the air to enter so that you got a nice smooth pour there. Okay. Now, let's talk about these wet leaves before I get carried away. Now we're drawing out some kind of roasted type notes. There is a bit of a toast kind of smell. Also at the same time, you're getting a tinge of this kind of a zesty type, like a baked peach or baked apricot type of smell. So those are nice. So anyway, it's very warm. It's fiery kind of feel, not spicy, but heat in there. Packaged heat. Okay. You know what? Before I go too far, let's also take a quick look at these leaves. They have opened. They have loosened up quite a bit, and so you are getting some large-sized leaves. Dancong often originally could mean single bush, or it's often come to mean single grove, because what happens is that you have a mother plant and you make clones, daughter plants from that. So and they're all grown in the same area, so you've got basically the same genetic plant and different iterations, I guess, producing leaf, and those are combined to, have enough harvest to produce a commercial type volume, a mass commercial type volume, I should say. On the other hand, there has been discussion and talk about how you still can get some relatively more expensive single bush, actual single one plant, harvested perhaps more than one time, and because these are older, larger, more mature plants, they can produce enough for a small private or select type of harvest. You are getting large leaves here. You can still see a tinge of rust or brown working its way through the edge towards the center of these leaves as oxidation as some oxidation has occurred. Okay, so that's what you have there. All right, and let's go now to our liquor. And honey color or amber, light amber type of color here. Let's give it a swirl. We're going to slurp so that we can get the air to enter and kind of vaporize. Nice, a nice zesty smell coming off. It's close to like the mandarin orange. That's the closest I can really put my finger on. Mandarin orange peel combined with a hint of honey roasted peanut. Those are the dominant tastes that are coming off. The aftertaste has a nice zesty, tangy element to it as well. Okay, astringency is fairly light, especially for what some oolongs can offer. This one's gentle in that aspect. Bitterness, I would not really call this bitterness. If anything, it's a light bitterness that you may detect. The real feel is that zesty tang towards the aftertaste and the back of your mouth, followed with or paired with kind of light sweetness. It's like you just bit into a tangy peach type of feel to it. So you got the sweet and the tangy there. Sweet apricot, I should say. The thickness or the mouthfeel, I mean, it's not the heaviest. It does kind of drop fairly quickly. So it's not going to give you a thick, creamy feel in the mouth. It's brothier than that. But when you look at this tea as a whole, the complexities that are there, you are getting that kind of zesty element to it. You're getting with the tang, the sweet and the sweet tang feel to it, the fruity element to it. So, did we have something that was really orchid? Not something that I could personally detect as orchid. Does this tea have redeeming qualities? Yes, it does. So that's why overall I would have to give this tea a 90 because it does have complexity. It does have a nice mouth. It does have a nice aftertaste, and I would say a consistent body with other Dancongs that we've looked at here. So because of the aromas, the flavors, and that nice feel to it, that's why we give this a 90. We could have seen more of, if it's going to be orchid-like, could we have bumped up and get a bit more of that kind of orchid aroma out of it? Perhaps. Again, this was a 2009. We'll see how the harvest for 2010 fares in comparison with this. So come back, join us. Each year we're looking at the seasons of the tea, how they change, and what is to be admired in them here at Walker Tea Review.